Oh, top of the morning to you, latte. Is that Mr. Kyle? Indie air traffic control fan? Or am I reading ATC wrong? Ah, very well. OKC. Oklahoma City or the realm of OK Cupid? How's it going, though? Going well? Oh, they made the sonar noise so quiet. Alright, dude. So we got ourselves a big old sleepery fish here, going 10 knots. It's been seemingly reducing speed from time to time, but he's been holding this pretty constantly. What are we on? Only a 10-minute interval, but this is a firing solution right here. That is a firing solution. Did we just come back on a leg? No, we've been doing this for a bit. But of course, he is outside firing range right now, very much so. 26 kill yards. Yeah, want him to get to about 10. Oh man, tomorrow morning? That's weird. A Thursday? How long is the training? It's weird to start on a Thursday. Oh, he's getting brighter on the broadband there, tell you what. Can we see him on the sphered narrow? Nope, not yet. Too far away. Oh, the spike is still there. Sometimes, like, if it has a low signal to noise ratio, it won't peak up above the noise, but it'll, like, hold position. You can kind of, looking at this one, you can kind of see it's kind of holding position there. I don't know why it's showing up so much stronger over here. Voice is a bit low. It's at my normal levels. I might just be talking quiet because the game is quiet. I tend to be self-conscious in that kind of way. I'll get it closer to my mouth. That's what she said. 8 hours? Yeah, that sounds about right. When I go to training classes, it's 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday and a half. Something. Training classes when you are in the working world are great because there's no homework and there's no grades. You just show up and do stuff. Oh, hello, Ethan. Ethan Hunt. Are you related to Tom Cruise? All right. Well, I think I wanted to chug along here for a bit, but we have chugged along, and we do have good data. And this is what this guy is doing. This is a firing solution right here. Ain't gonna get much prettier than that. So, I guess at this point we can just work to close the distance. So let's actually come this way. I should probably assign some tubes to him in case he decides to do something fishy. And we'll put him on the, excuse me, what are all these other tracks? I guess old tracks? Oh no, they're the link tracks. Okay. I was like, I ain't got no other tracks, man. But yeah, we'll put master one. Give me the odds are the starboard, right? We'll put 2 on both sides. It doesn't really matter. But we'll launch it from the appropriate side if we need to. Hello, Hetty. Morning. It's like, I guess it is technically more. I was gonna say it's like 2 in the morning there, and it's like, yeah, okay, just proved your point. I did bring at least 4. I brought 8 tea lambs. I brought 8, and Mr. Ben was very kind enough to put them on the link data because trying to shoot at stationary targets with just latitude and longitude is terrible. Gotta have the link data target to shoot at. All right. Oh, I forgot to frickin' do the gosh dang diggity max time lapse of 16 times speed. But that's fine. That's not too big a deal. I just need to be cognizant of what's going on. All right. Has our buddy here changed speed? No. Changed course? No. He is continuing as planned, and we are closing decently rapidly. Closure speed of almost. I know it's not exactly this because there's angles involved, but it's close to 17 knots closure. Hello, Fragsar. Of course I got the toad array out. Got the TB-29, man. This thing kicks ass. Ribbit. Do toads go ribbit or do frogs go ribbit? And on that same vein, do toads go croak? I don't know if there's any difference in the onomatopoeia there. I would do well to be vigilant. I'm trying my best to maintain some kind of semblance of what else is going on out here, but I have been told it is 1 target per op area, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna make an ass of you and me necessarily. Just sometimes, but I'll try and get onto it every now and then to make sure I'm not being snuck up on. These are the questions someone needs to be asking. Let's check on our guy. Looks like we may have ourselves a course change in our boy here, or my original solution was incorrect. Both are valid options. Both could be true. I don't think both could be false, but maybe they could be. Okay. Well, if he has not changed course, then he is actually further back. And my initial range estimates, therefore, were somewhat correct. But yes, he may just be further back like this. Do I have the correct TPK in here? 6. Yes, correct TPK. He is going 10 knots. How many blades are we seeing right now? 4? How many blades does he have? 4. Very well. All these other... The 2 other things, this could be the Italian carriers. Both have TPKs of 6 and blade counts of 4 as well. This one Italian cruiser has an active frequency of 18,000 hertz. What the heck? It's not going to do anyone any good. That's not a long-range search frequency. It's already Wednesday, man. It's already Wednesday. It's actually Wednesday's already over, basically. Crazy talk, man. Time keeps on flying by. Rain keeps falling, rain keeps falling. But yeah, this is it. This is him right now. This is what he's doing. And we're just gonna continue making our way to him. Not standard 2/3. Excuse me.
All ahead 2/3. Hell am I.
So he's further out. We can increase our speed a little bit. Expedite. What we got going on here? 10 knots, pretty good. Let me take a look at this. Whoa, easy. Easy there, buddy. What? Why is it doing that? It's going crazy. Like, it's like panning the map, but like my cursor's already off the map. It's like as soon as I go outside the program, it starts freaking out. It's like I'm not on the, whatever. I'm not on the map, man. Open. RA noise submarine. Seawolf. At 10 knots. We're making as much noise as in LA at 4 knots. At least, I think this has been tweaked since this noise spreadsheet has been made. But yeah, we are fine at 10 knots. Completely fine. That urge to go slower is just, it can be strong, but gotta remember this thing's quiet. It won't let you use the word stupid. That is interesting. I may have that set that way in an attempt to try and filter out trolling. I'm gonna take a look at that real quick. I guess that's one benefit of not having the old recording system where I could like willy-nilly show up the frequency sheet. Stop texting me! Just send it in one text. Okay. Sorry. If another one comes in, I'm going to throw my phone through the freaking window. Let's see. Where would this be? Community, not channel. Community settings. Nope. Oh, okay. Stupid is whatever. I'll get rid of stupid out of there. It's fine. Okay. Stupid should be good now. You know what I mean. Someone's going to take that out of context. Alrighty. Let's get back up to a little bit of lapse. Hopefully this is not a lapse in judgment. Man, this guy is starting to come through pretty strong. Pretty strong. How's he looking on the TMA? Looking good. That solution could use a tweak. Tweaky tweak. Let's go back 20 minutes. Because I like refining these to the point of refinement. Try and make sense of that, because I can't. Okay, there you go. Adjusted where he was by about, less than a nautical mile, so it can be maybe around a nautical mile, but plus or minus a nautical mile is pretty much able to be handled by a torpedo seeker head. And even so, it's still kind of bending a little bit, but we'll go with that. That is pretty good. He's probably been doing this the whole time, but it's just been taking me a while to get this solution hammered down. And never mind the fact that I'm probably rusty. Probably a little rusty. Oh, we're getting WAA. I forgot about the WAA. The manual says it's not to be trusted above 15,000 yards, but it is corroborating what we're seeing. It's giving me around 29,000, 32,000 yards. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I was about to start doing the Krevac rhyme because he's got like freaking hot dog packs up here, but nope. This is not a Krevac. Okay. There's no layer here, so I don't have anything to mask. Oh, we're starting to get close to a layer here. If I head further this way, I can get beneath the layer, so let's actually kick it out wide.
Come right to course 277. Helm aye.
Closing this gap pretty good, but we're still only about... Still want to get him about 3 times closer. 1/3 is close. I don't think 3 times closer makes sense necessarily. But yeah, layer depth minus 570 feet, so we're almost beneath this layer. I mean, I think for all intents and purposes, we are. But I think they model it, so you got to be a certain somewhat little distance beneath it before this actually starts happening. Let's actually see what happens at 550 here. And give me like 520.
Make my depth 522 feet. Dive aye.
Steady on course 277.
But that is interesting, though. I've never noticed this in the game where it can like model like bottom limited, but then you get further out and then a layer comes in. That is cool. That is cool. Because we started out all the way up here in the shallows. Shallow-ish. And it was bottom limited back there, but now we're getting ourselves a layer. Getting ourselves a layer. Okay. Any change in sonar performance here? Yep. Dangerous Waters multiplayer works again because I found a fix for my Windows update issue. So now every time I try and turn off my computer, it's like install updates, even though I'm like updated. So now I gotta fix that. But I fixed the original issue. Hey, what's up, Mr. Cheeky Bricky? Dude, the last time I played Stalker, I heard them say Cheeky Breaky. I played that game so many times before, but I never noticed it. Like, go around shooting dudes and like, Cheeky Breaky. I'm like, oh my god. He said Cheeky Breaky. Yep, I'm waiting for a big multi-crew. I'm waiting for it? No, I'm probably going to be the ringleader of that. Yeah, we got to get ourselves a multi-crew dealio with the filio going on. Okay, so it doesn't seem like... We'll stay above the layer for now. We'll keep chewing this solution, which is holding pretty good. It's holding pretty well. I'm not going to fiddle with it. Because once again, we're at the 1 degree scale. We're talking about a quarter of a degree, if that. So we'll leave that at that for now. I hear cats rummaging. There's cats rummaging. Cats afoot. Okay. Other range looking like, okay, we're slowly... Oh, at this rate, it's going to close even more slowly, but we're kind of like on an intercept track right now. He should be about straight up and down on the sonar. Whoopsh, whoopsh, once my toad straightens out here. Play with the bandit faction. Okay. This guy is pinging so darn much, man. So gosh darn much. Ah, fiddlesticks. But at this point, just trying to close the gap, man. Just trying to close the gap. I got torpedoes for days. This guy is screwed. I have freaking 34 torpedoes. This boat is insane. Insane in the membrane. Does this update automatically over time? The solution stuff. It does. It's just not when you're on the screen does it update, but you come back to it and it updates. Yards per nanometer. Just giving him shit. Escape from early access. Someone microwave fish at work. Appropriate retribution. Fart by their work area the next time you walk by. I don't know. Give him a little retribution on the chemical warfare there or something. Let us see if there is a layer, though. Why do I keep speaking in this very formal prose? Let us see. We must head south. Let's go to 640 feet. Can I do that without dying here? Yeah, we're good. I want to see how strong this layer is. The old Chaz blast. You're not supposed to know about that. It's weird how, like, the kinkback is, like, down here, but they show it up there. Like, the kinkback happens at, like... Dude, this data isn't even making any sense. The speed is increasing and then decreasing. Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, when does it start? It starts decreasing at 604 feet, but they show our layer at 580. Should be at 604. That's fine, though. We're going down here. Give me a little more. We got ourselves a bigger beam on this boat.
6, 7, 7
I think the way it's modeled in game is
Bye-bye.
like if your sail is like above the layer, it still counts as being above the layer or something. So we're going down. We're going to give ourselves a good chunk of room. Because probably from bottom down here to the top, that's got to be at least, that's got to be close to 70 feet. Because it's a symmetrical hull, so our beam is 40 feet, so the height here's, there's a term for the height of this, I forget. This is 40 feet, and then this sail's got to be like around 20 feet. Okay, the layer is decently strong. We have lost them very well. Let's get back up. We don't need to be running blind down here, but we will launch from underneath here. We'll give ourselves all the advantages. Should be expecting to see him right there on 237 when he shows back up. Getting those pings back again. 241. I sometimes find that untrustworthy because it's always, the arrow's always kind of like off center of the ping, so I don't know. Because if we center it, yes. Well, it's still saying, oh well, that's okay. That's something else. Last bearing 241. Where's he popping up at? Tamburello is not above the layer yet. Let's see if we start seeing him when that Tamburello pops above like 604, 602. Was that what it was? It was 604. Nope, they didn't have him showing back up until around 580. That is interesting. Let's see, right where we were expecting him to be, though. Yeah, just about 239 right now. 237 there. Slap him with the fish. I didn't even see that originally. And a little more finagling. But that doesn't change it too much. WAA, what are you telling me about? 22,000? Yep, that's right about there. Right on the money. So, heading this way to try and open it out into some slightly deeper waters here before we shoot. I guess we could shoot up his butt, but he does have a toad. So it doesn't really matter. I noticed on the Wikipedia page it also says 8 turbo pressurized boils, so which came first, the RA description or the Wikipedia description? Another question for our time, and this doesn't say anything about what sonar sensors it has or anything like that. I'm assuming this is not in the stock game, is it? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't recall ever seeing it in the stock game. But it also doesn't look necessarily third party. Maybe it does. I don't know. No, the textures look pretty. It does look pretty stock. I guess it was in here. This is looking pretty stockish. Because that Oodaloi is like shiny almost. I can hear him on the broadband now. Just this general noise emanating. Ooh, and we can see him on the spherical now too, it looks like. Sphere 2000. Yep, there you go. What are we getting? 1143. Yeah, it's about right on the money. Oh, the Indian Kiev has different 4th and 5th frequencies. That is interesting. I guess purely for identification purposes. The Russian one's at 1128 for a 4th frequency. And the Indian is at 1211. Very well. This guy's a big dude. I remember in the stock game it would take 4 Mark 48s to sink a Kuznetsov, so I'll probably go with this guy with 4 torpedoes. Probably go at him with 4 torpedoes there. I'm expecting a full retaliatory strike, but I don't think he has any Silexes. I do not know what 9K33 OSA is. I was about to Wikipedia it, but it's in the game. I wish I could search this better. Let's see. Surface, anti-surface missiles. Torpedoes. No, I don't see it there under Ass Rock. So give me that OSA missile. 9K33 OSA. Okay, that's a surface-to-air missile. SA-8 Gecko. Isn't SA-8 a nasty one? Yeah, I'm not sure if this guy has any standoff ASW capability. I thought he would, or did. Because that says SAM, and that's his surface-to-surface missile. That's like a cruise missile. But that's so many SAM missiles, and two different kinds of SAMs, too. Anti-submarine rocket launcher, so he's got one of those things. The 6,000 meter type thing. Does it have serious? Well, yeah, I mean, it has a bunch of frickin' helicopters and aircraft, jump jets, or at least it did. I don't think any Kevs are in service anymore. But yeah, I mean, I know it has a crap ton of helicopters. Like 8 helicopters. Let's do this.
Come right to course 302. Helm aye.
Yeah, so I don't know what was up with like him supposedly. Oh, I'm in the wrong array. What was up with him supposedly going like 4 knots before? Maybe I was just misinterpreting this and seeing signal to noise ratio of 4. Because I think he's been going 10 knots the whole time. I think that's what was happening. I was
Steady
like
on course
seeing the signal to noise
302.
ratio and being like, oh, he's going 4 knots. Because I don't remember like in those situations having to readjust this, but maybe I did. I don't remember. But he seems to be holding pretty steady now. And now I'm just trying to be a little unpredictable here. Realize I'm not closing any kind of distance with him. I would head back this way, but I want to stay out in these deeper waters. It will aid in my engagement and eventual evasion from this Broheim. Take it back to 1 hour. Hit it, Johnny! Excuse me. There was definitely some kind of course change that happened at some point back there. But anyway, that little adjustment didn't change too much, so we'll go with that. 18,000, 19,000, 20,000. Take the average. Yeah, it's about right. Could possibly adjust it a little finer, but it's fine.
Come left to course 258. Helm aye.
Oh, 53 centimeter tubes. 533 millimeter / 21 inch tubes. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close to launching. I guess. I mean, we were at 30,000 yards. Now we're at 20,000. Slowly working our way
Steady
up to
on
them.
course 258.
Not even going to bother marking them on here. Doesn't really even matter. I guess it could, but it's fine. Oh, we're even seeing that 4th frequency on the toad now. Very well. Man, the last stream I was like, I don't know what he's doing. Oh god, I got no idea. And now, like, right in the beginning of this one, I figure it out. And it's like, oh. Now I'm just waiting. I guess I could lapse for it faster. It's not an issue. And it is clear. Nothing else. Sonar is clear. Freaking. Who has the job of radio man on a sub? Because I feel like most of the time you're not doing much of anything. I don't know. That's a good question. Because in most of this game as a submarine, it doesn't do anything. Probably count on one hand the number of times I've emitted radar from my boat. My submarine, that is. How's our range looking like there? We're getting close to firing range. This guy's pretty fast. If he was slower, I'd consider launching now, but he's got speed north of 30 knots. So we'll be waiting until that 10,000 yards to launch, boy, I tell you. Okay. It's pinging like a big boy. Whenever someone's being like trying to change course a lot to make it so they're hard to track on TMA, I always try and think of how like I could try and see like a trend like this, because like you can see me trying to fiddle with the TMA, but if you look at the overall trend, it has a very strong correlation with the fact that I went from here to here and didn't do much else in between. So I've always tried to think of how I would be able to see that in TMA. But just the inner ramblings of a madman. Madman. We are getting close, and I will relieve myself first before we start shooting frickin' crazy ass defensive aircraft carriers here. Does he get an active return at some point? Maybe. It depends how he's emitting his ping. If he's doing a ping that goes out on all bearings at once, I'll have to get very close before he'll see me. But if he's doing sending all his juice down like single beams that are narrower, like 40 degrees, he can get me further out. But I still think I'd have to be within about, if I was out of full broadside, I'd have to be within probably around 10 or 15 miles. So he could potentially see me with a full broadside ping, but I don't know how he's pinging. But yeah, we'll keep our perspective low. But yeah, I'll be right back. Ship pings are also a little more dubious because, you know, as you can see, the weather up here is kind of rough, so that's going to play into his performance. That'll reduce his range. He's going 10 knots, which isn't terribly fast, but it's starting to start getting some extraneous noise on his ping returns from that as well. So he probably won't see us until within firing range. Not too worried about it. And he's probably not emitting single beam type. I don't know. The subs generally have greater ping ranges in this game. I'm sure a ship ping, just given that it's bigger, could have the potential to reach further out, but whether they could hear it or not, that's a different question. I think I would think a big ship ping could have a lot more energy behind it. But we are getting ready for firing point procedures here. Let's go ahead and verify our solution. Can tidy it up a little bit here. Let's re-verify the speed. Get ourselves a WAA going here. Hey, what do you got for me, Jenny? Speed 10 knots. They always say take it from the far left. I don't know if they meant the far left or the far left bearing. I think it's probably wiser to take it from the center. Because now it's kind of flipping between 9 or 10 depending on how you go. But when it was weaker, it was more solidly 10. Hey, give me a WAA. Maybe my angle to him is too shallow for a WAA. But that's fine. That is fine. Okay, so his speed is still that. Let's go ahead and adjust the solution then. Oh my god, so many pings. It's a little rough at that 1 degree scale, but I'm willing to put the bank on it that he's doing this. But we are closing in. Okay, so what is our evasion plan going to be? Once we launch at him, we'll evade this direction. That's a good point. Ideally, I would like to evade this direction. And I guess I could. Just want to try and put as much distance as possible. If I evade this way, until he sees the torpedoes coming, our speeds are going to... I'm not really going to open the gap between them at all, so maybe, yeah, I think this will be a better way to evade. So yeah, we'll break back this way. As long as the torpedoes, they'll be underneath the layer, so he won't see them until they're much closer. He shouldn't see the launch. How's our solutions looking? Looking fine, looking good. I was never too sure if they updated over time, but yeah, they do. They do update over time. It just doesn't do it live. You gotta switch away and switch back. What is the depth of him over here? Well, it doesn't matter what the floor of the torpedo is. It's not like this guy could be like, alright, batten the hatches, we're diving. That would be funny though, but he can't. He cannot dive until I make him dive. Yeah, okay. I think our angle to him might be too steep to get any WAA. Because we were getting it before. If that's the case, I wish they would, like, show what the WAA envelope was, but it's not too big a deal. Because we should be getting a pretty strong WAA on him, but yeah, he's pretty close to the center line. Alright, we're probably good to launch here. Okay. Let us get beneath the layer then. What is our layer at? We'll go down 100 feet. And then launch.
Make my depth 6, 7, 5 feet. Dive I.
He can dive once, that is true. In the submarine world, it doesn't matter how many times you've dived. It matters how many times you've surfaced again. Want to make sure your surfaces equal your dives. Or rather, the number of surfaces equals the number of dives. Oh, we're getting down here quick. Getting down here quick. Goddamn automatic cat feeder. Alright. Oh, we're getting down here. He's still on the sonar. Oh, that's the toad. That is the toad, still above the layer. Very well. That is fine. We are good to launch, though. We are down here. So let's... Firing point procedures. Now, if that bastard so much as flinches, I'm blowing his ass to Mars. Except we are going to blow his ass to Mars, and he doesn't need to flinch first. Okay. We have our solutions. They're all fine. Let's get that auto crew off. Pattern direct. Oh, please turn active on for these guys. Yes, thank you very much. Don't know why the first one was not set to active and why it came off active. But we're good on that front. Okay. Targets are assigned. Let's go ahead and I'm going to drop this off by 1,000 yards each. Don't want to push my luck too much, but let's start firing these bad boys. We'll save. Just because they keep telling me to save all the time. People keep getting up my butt about it, so we'll save. Before launch. I'm not trying to save scum per se, but just in case something untoward happens. And fire.
Launch tube 1. Aye, sir. Launch tube 2. Aye, sir.
Flood tubes 3 and 4 and plot solution. Hello, Christopher.
Con sonar. Launch tube 3. Running aye, sir. Launch tube 4. Aye, sir. Sonar. Unit is running normally. Con sonar. Unit is running normally.
Let's get the heck out of here. Get out of here,
Left,
Johnny.
Course 1, Con sonar. 9. Unit is all running ahead normally. Standard. Helm aye.
And let's get this toad back in.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Should have been doing that. I forgot to, but we'll work it back in now as we start heading away. As we start breaking off our engagement here. It's on like Donkey Kong. Got a decent spacing on our tubes, on our launches here. These guys are a little closer than I was planning, but that's because this one came out of a starboard tube and had to curl around, whereas the port one kind of went out more or less straight at the dude. Imagine the song Run. Which song is that? Oh, it's already back in. That was quick. Okay. Let's give ourselves the good old full.
All ahead full. Helm aye.
We're going to book it out of here. Let's get ourselves the port out
Stream
here.
the port towed array. Helm aye.
Yeah, the wires are much more resilient in this game. Part of me is thinking they're too resilient because I don't think they ever snap unless you frickin' close the door. And they might model to some extent it like running out of slack, but I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Steady on course. 119.
Good old TB16, we can still see. Probably slow down to 18 knots if we need to, just to get a little more acuity. Let's see what happens at 19 knots here.
Make turns for 19 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Give me the old 18. This is right around when the TB16
Make
starts
turns
to
for
wash
18
out.
knots. Maneuvering aye.
So we'll stick with TB18 acuity. TB16, excuse me. AWOL Nation Run. Makes me think of like in Jackass, where someone dressed up as like that old grandma character and and they were like playing like a little guitar and people were freaking out at what was going on. It's like run, 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 run. Alrighty, Torp's going out. I have no idea if he is. What the heck's he's doing? Because we're beneath the layer. We're evading beneath the layer here. Told these bad boys to turn on at about 8,000 yards. About 4 miles or so. That's still going to be pretty close. I'm going to have to manually enable them. And we'll get ready to do that shortly. They're closing pretty quick. I'll just give it a few more seconds here. We'll turn this bad boy on, this first one on here. He should be getting wise soon. They're probably peeking through the shadow zone now, so let's go ahead and turn them on. Turn on 1. Turn on 2. Turn on 3. Turn on 4. Oh, they're rising up. That means they got themselves a lock. Well, maybe. What's their cruise depth? Never mind, the cruise depth is shallow anyway. Okay, they just went above the layer, so we've lost contact with our torps. Playing this one conservative, we could come up shallow. Okay, they're turning now. Mark 48 ad caps do not snake. At least these mod 7s don't. Or whatever the latest ones are, these guys don't snake. So if they're turning, that means they're locked on to something. The seeker rotates in the nose cone. But it doesn't seem like he saw this guy coming at all. Or it doesn't seem like this Kiev saw these torps coming at all. Welcome to welcome to Jackasses. I got fired out of torpedo too. Oh, goodness.
Con sonar. Torpedo in
Boy.
the water. Bearing 255.
What do we got here? What is this? 38. What the heck is 38? 40. Jammer. 4235. Ah, it's a jammer. It dropped a countermeasure. Did he just jam all my torpedoes? Torpedo in the water 255. I see no sign of a torpedo in the water at 255. These guys should end back around by themselves here. What the heck? Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Pre-enable. Come back this way. Come back
Con
this way.
sonar. Lost the wire. Tube 1.
Did I just accidentally hit shut down? I don't think I did. Did he just dive into the bottom? What the heck just happened?
Con sonar. Lost the wire. Tube 3.
I guess they're hitting something, but I'm not getting a loud explosion.
Con sonar.
Okay,
Loud
they are hitting
explosion on
something.
the bearing of master 1. Con sonar. Lost the wire. Tube 2. Con sonar. Loud explosion on the bearing of master 1. Con sonar. Lost the wire. Tube 4.
Okay, now comes the fun part. I do not have dead platforms turned on, so that we will have to find out if he is dead or not. The first two lost the wire. I'm assuming those hit. Let's go ahead and slow down.
All ahead standard. Helm aye. All ahead 2/3. Retrieve the port towed array. Helm aye. Stream the
Keep
port
it out.
towed array.
Keep it out.
Helm aye.
He's loud enough. We'll be able to hear him with it. Let's come due south.
Come right to course 1.
Let's come
8,
shallow.
2. Helm aye.
Make my depth 525 feet. Dive aye.
Got ourselves the washout going on right now. The reverberations. I've never seen Dexter do Chasley's snake. What, like a dolphin? Sitting naked on his Sonar dome while it goes active does not sound pleasant. Not at all. Excuse me. What's up, Emperor Spraz? What is up? Still waiting for these reverberations to die out here. We probably don't need to be as shallow as we're going here. Let's not push our luck.
Make my depth 5, 4 feet. Dive I.
And let's just be super sneaky deaky about it. I guess it doesn't matter in the first mission that we... No, I guess it does. I'm not sure I want to be getting the periscope depth, really. Scrambled eggs, yeah. In addition to other things. Wouldn't just be scrambling your eggs there if you catch them adrift. Alright, are we finally coming out of these reverberations here? I think they're starting to clear. Maybe not. We are tracking a Kiev, and we possibly just sunk a Kiev. I just had four torps out there, lost 4. Lost the wires on all 4. Only got loud explosions on 2 of them, though. But I'm assuming the other 2 hit. Got some random torpedo in the water. Sonar call out. Don't know why. Didn't see anything on the sonar to suggest that, but I think I did see a jammer at some point. A sonar jammer. It matched the... If you go in the frequency sheet, the lowest first frequency has a first frequency of 40, and it's a jammer in there. So that is what I saw. Saw a 40235 of a jammer. I realized, like, when I say that out loud, like 40235, I know what I'm saying. I'm saying 40235, but then like when you come back and listen to it, it can be ambiguous. I'm gonna try and put a little break in there, but yeah, it looks like we got him. Sonar is clear. I'm not seeing signs of nothing, so I think we got him there. I think we are good. So let's get this frickin' floating wire out, because we gotta raise this up after each time we kill someone.
3 knots. Maneuvering I.
Windows Defender antivirus did not find any threats. Thank you kindly. Stream out the floating wire. Believe we got him good. That nice layer gave us a little sneak attack on him there. I am playing on Win 10. Roberto, how's it going? Let's get this wire out and confirm this kill. And then we'll start making for OPAREA 2. And we have a layer to transit under. And we'll start getting some deeper water, some good old deepness. Windows pinging hot. What if it's dead in the water? That is possible. What is that? Oh, got ourselves another. These are the jammers. 40 and then a 235. So these are countermeasures here. Scared me for a second. I was like, oh no, torpedoes. One of them just died. But yeah, those are countermeasures. We're seeing them all of a sudden because now our toad is above the layer. Windows in the water. Hello, Anton. Windows is hiding oodaloys. Boodaloo. Yeah, that might do it. What's up, Lieutenant Thumper? No sonar audio? I guess in RA they really turned the audio down, which is unfortunate. Oh. Son of a gun. Son of a beasting. I had the audio turned off, man. I thought RA dudes just turned it the hell down. There you go. So now I got something to listen to besides the infinite void. Alright, I think our wire is now reaching the surface. Once it starts bending back, you know it's up
On
there.
radio, new message traffic received.
Hey, there you go. Target 1 destroyed. Thank you kindly. Short, sweet, to the point. That is a big dough. This whole time I was like, man, drop that contact in earnest. Okay. Now we're heading off to Op Area 2. I'm assuming these are going to get progressively more difficult. It's a random little chunk of ocean missing there. Okay, let's head this way.
Come right to course 327. Helm aye.
And give me 2/3.
All ahead 2/3. Helm aye.
If I listen to the infinite void, does it listen back?
Retrieve the port towed array. Helm aye.
I don't know. Yeah, you did Thumper. It happened just a few minutes ago. I don't know if you can rewind or not. Oh, you just finished it? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty textbook. We got him good. It's pretty textbook. But overall, a cakewalk. I imagine they'll get more difficult once we hit some submerged contacts there. Well, let's get these waypoints back up so I can see how long it's going to take. 6 hours. Yeah, we're going to transit. We're going to give ourselves a nice transit speed going on there. And always got to go beneath the layer when possible.
Make my depth 684 feet. Dive aye.
And we'll let's start. Well, let's wait for this wire to get back in here. Did they ever fix Sakhalin Strait? I released my own version of Sakhalin Strait, but that was also for RA 1.43 or 2, I think. I haven't tried it since then. But I never technically polished it off. It was still just, it needed some testing still. The way those cargo ships were set up, you would never be able to tell which was the one that you were supposed to sink, because the way it works in this game is like you spawn in like a ship on the map editor, and then you give it like a bunch of waypoints. And the first waypoint determines, like the first waypoint in relation to the ship determines which way it's pointing. So like the cargo ships all spawned in like the middle of this harbor here. And like they had like a random spawn box that was the size of the harbor, but since the first waypoint was always in the center, they were always facing the center of the harbor. So like it wasn't correct basically. So if the ship that was originally facing east when they had it set up, it could spawn in facing like the other direction. So the fix to that was like put the first waypoint way the heck far to the east or west, so no matter where it spawns, it's still pointing that way. So that was the main thing that got fixed, because it was a straight bug. There was no way to tell which boat you were supposed to sink. I think in RA they tried to fix it, because in RA they have a light cargo ship and a heavy one. So like once it's higher in the water, once it's heavier. But I like the east-west better, because I feel like in real life you wouldn't know which one's going to be unloaded first. But I guess you wouldn't know which one is like actually the one facing east or west, but I guess some guy could be like, it's that slip over there, see? Alrighty. So we will run for a bit, but this is going to be pretty standard.
All ahead standard. Helm aye.
Heading
All
up to
ahead
this point
full.
here.
Helm aye.
Make turns for 25 knots. Maneuvering aye.
When I was doing this last time, was I keeping the TB16 out? I don't even remember. Don't even remember if I was keeping that towed. If I was keeping that streamed. Oh, look, you can see the bottom. Oh, so, like, I guess from 6.8, so they still technically kind of have it on the Seawolf. But that's about it. You can see a little bit of the bottom. let's reload these tubes. I did not reload them. That would be good to do. I have quick reload off, so that'll take 9 minutes for them to reload up, but that's fine when the next point is freaking 2.5 hours away. Not a big deal. So in Sakhalin Strait, you were to land spec ops, and they would blow up a SAM site that would keep the Japanese from sinking a Russian cargo ship with like their stealth cruise missiles. And then after that, after you dropped off the SEALs, then you had to go to a harbor and sink a cargo ship that was carrying more stealth missiles. And then you had to pick the special ops guys up, and then you had to drop them off at like a fishing boat. Did I have the TB-16 out before? I don't want to frickin' potentially.
Stream the port
Yep,
towed
not gonna do
array,
that then.
helm aye. Stream the port towed array, helm aye.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we were getting close to the snap speed for that. Yeah, if you search my videos for Sakhalin Strait, you should find my video. I made a little announcement video when I released it, and there's like a download link for it. So you can play my version if you want. It's like a hybrid of the stock version and the RA version, because I kept elements of both in addition to fixing what I perceived were as bugs. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna hang out for a bit here, do some transiting. Let's see. So they're telling me 2 hours and 15 minutes. Looks like 135. Had this issue with the math last time. 135 divided by 8. That's going to be about, what was it? 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to get to this next op area. So yeah, I guess we can sit it out there. Or just, I can just frickin' juice it up to 35 knots. I don't think there's any reason I can't. All right, Hetty. Catch you later. We'll have to get this multi-station thing going at some point here. I'm glad to hear it, Lieutenant Thumper. Yep, good old Red Storm Rising. Pretty solid book, but definitely not my favorite Clancy book. I've said this before. Oh, you had ships at moorings, A-Ronk. I guess they started drifting out of their slips. I think if you have like currents or winds turned on, I think they'll slowly start slipping out of their, drifting out of their slips. Excuse me. Had to have myself a cheesesteak. Cheesesteak for dinner. I can hear the clock, and it's driving me crazy. This clock's driving me bananas. Is the audio off again? What keeps turning the audio off? Because I'm not turning it off. Rainbow Six, huh? I'm not sure what my favorite one would be. It's got to be one of the, that's a good question. Cardinal of the Kremlin was pretty interesting. Without Remorse was pretty interesting. It's much different than the rest of them, but that was pretty interesting. Executive Orders. Bear and the Dragon. There could be some hockey. I don't think so, but it's possible. Oh, Sea State at 0 is bugged. If you do that, the sonar will have, like, even when you're, like, the sonar will never have any noise on it, any noise granules on it. So do Sea State 1. Sea State 0 is bugged. It's weird because all the early Clancy books, like, I remember all of them distinctly. But then once you get into, like, the newer ones where I guess he had like co-writers on a lot of them, I could not tell you like the plots of any of those apart from each other. But all the early ones I remember pretty distinctly. Yeah, I could have turned off from the towed array and then just kept it for the spherical. Alright, I guess to be prim and proper, we can do ourselves a clearing of the baffles here.
All ahead 2/3. Helm aye.
Clear and present danger was pretty good.
Stream the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
I mean, if you're talking like early Clancy, I think anything up until like, I don't know when. I mean, it's not like the later stuff is bad, it's just not as good. But like all the, like, I guess his first 10 books, I want to say, like, they're all pretty much pretty good. In fact, I'd say like, I pretty much like almost all of them more than Red Storm Rising. Red Storm Rising is fine, but it's not like, not as much of a character novel as the other ones are. And Patriot Games, I remember thinking was alright. I remember that one feeling kind of sloggy for me. Okay, seems pretty good here. We'll go up above the layer and check that out.
Make my depth 5, 4, 4 feet. Dive I.
Yeah, the movie's pretty good. Yeah, Sum of All Fears, I liked that book a lot. I didn't really care for the movie too much. I guess the movie was fine, but I didn't get why they made it. So I guess they wanted Jack to be more action guy, so they made him not be like the deputy director of intelligence at the end like he is on the book. Because Sum of All Fears is before Clear and Present Danger, isn't it? Isn't that the book preceding? Or is that the book succeeding? I don't remember. Yeah, I've read Rainbow Six twice. I read it first back in like middle school. Yes, you can do that in the game Emperor Sprez, but I will not do that because I do not imagine they do that in real life. Not to say you can't do it, but I just won't do it. Just like I won't use the sea lances. Like, that shit's anachronistic as heck. I don't think they ever even tested one of those things. Well, now I gotta look it up. I can never remember. I can remember generally where the books go, but I don't know the specific order. Because there's like release order, and then there's also chronological order. Clear and Present Danger, 1989. No, what's it called? No, that's yeah, Clear and Present Danger. Oh, I could have sworn Clear and Present Danger was one of the 90s ones. I guess that's the 90s ones are the ones that get more geopolitical. I mean, I guess Clancy's always geopolitical, but Ryan gets into higher places of power. Sum of All Fears. Okay, it did come out after Clear and Present Danger. Okay. But yeah, some of the more recent books, especially the ones after Tom passed, and now they're like strictly like just written under his name as like a brand. They're fine. They're like good airplane books just to read it to make an airplane go by, but they're not particularly memorable. Yes, the Starboard and the Seawolf is much more sensitive, whereas the Port works at higher speeds and is stronger. Okay, so we are clear up here. There's nothing around. We'll be a little thorough here. Check it out in the narrow. But yep, you're clear. All right, let's
Retrieve the starboard
secure
towed
from
array.
this.
Helm aye.
Oh, I can order depth from in here very well. Let's get down here.
Make my depth 7, 5, 4 feet. Dive I.
We don't need to go that. That's fine. It's fine. I'm always getting finicky. Just do 6, 7, 6, 8, 4.
Make my depth 6, 8, 4 feet. Dive I.
Trim angle. I feel like that's just my pitch. I don't know. I'm going to start talking about something I have no idea how it works. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's just get the big old flank, dude.
All ahead flank. Helm I.
Flank it up. Yeah, the floor is starting to drop out pretty quickly here. It was much shallower up here. Almost twice as deep here now. Oh, Mr. Turkey. We're all fine. We're all fine here now. How are you? Who is this? What's your authorization number? It's boring conversation anyway. Luke, we're gonna have company. Oh, good old classic Star Wars. I can hear my boat. Alright, get that time lapse going there, Sonny. That's more like it. That's the kind of numbers I want to see. An hour. Get me there in 4 minutes. Sorry, 8 minutes at this speed. Approximately 8 minutes. Oh, executive orders, huh? Oh, executive orders is the, that's the Ebola one, isn't it? The super Ebola? Like Ebola crossed with AIDS or something? I'm just trying to say something that sounds as ridiculous as possible. It's dark out, man. It's dark out, but it is 8 o'clock, so that makes sense. If you guys got any questions or anything you want to ask, feel free to be my guest. We got some time to kill here. I'm just going to sit around observing random crap because I hate dead air. Yeah, the good old thumping noise. Boom, 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 boom. Red October video. The problem is it's kind of hard to just work on it in chunks because it's like it's one of those things where you got to kind of get into a rhythm to work on it a lot. So this Friday I should be able to work on it some. I'm gonna try and see that new John Krasinski movie this Friday. His new horror thriller thing, Into the Silence or something, whatever it's called. But yeah, it's probably going to take a while for that Red October video to be finished. Let me not kid myself. It probably has at least 16 hours of hard work left in it. Like, I don't know how people, I guess it's their job when they edit videos on YouTube, but video editing like that is a long, tenuous process, much more involved than editing a Let's Play. At least how much editing I put into my Let's Plays, which is not very much. But editing together a video like that's a lot of work. All those little clips, and then I'm recording voiceovers, and then there's got to be like stuff put on the frames and everything. It's so much work. And like right now, it's looking like the first cut of that video is going to be like 40 minutes long. Probably going to try and cut it down a little bit. And at first, I'm trying to just get in all the points I want to talk about, and then eventually I'm going to have to probably come together and discuss some overarching themes that I want to put in. And then I'll have to find more clips and piece those more together for those bits too. It's a lot of work. All right, let's try and be prim and proper.
All ahead 2/3. Helm aye.
Check out this stuff again.
Make my depth 5, 3, 3 feet.
Stream the starboard
Dive
towed array. Helm aye.
Man, look at that biddy go. Thing goes out quick. The faster you go, the quicker out it goes. Man, that sounding is opening up pretty quickly. Are we going off a cliff or something here? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe a little bit more.
Stream the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Looks pretty clear there beneath the layer. Oh, stop. It's fine. I need to hang this clock up. I've had this clock for years. I just never put any batteries in it or hung it up. But now I'll finally be able to hang it up. It's got the batteries in it. Just needs to be hung. 544. Okay, layer's getting shallower.
Make my depth 5, 0, 7 feet. Dive aye.
Okay, we are clear. Let's go ahead and secure once again.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Make my depth 6, 4, 8 feet. Dive aye.
All ahead flank. Helm aye.
Just freaking honking their horn, man. Chill. Any hockey fans out here? Trying to the Caps are in an interesting position. They're not in a terrible one, but they're in an interesting one. If Matty Conrad's in here, he's probably gonna be like, "Hey, the Penguins, the Penguins." Yeah, the Penguins. We'll be there shortly. I probably won't try and clear the baffles one more time. I'll just wait till I get to the frickin' circle. Oh, that's scary, man. Seeing the frickin' blackness envelop the land behind you. The Leafs, huh? Who are the Leafs playing in the first round? Are the Leafs in? They're in, aren't they? Who are they playing? Frickin' Caps putting on a stress clinic. Ah, Baston. Oh, yeah, I remember from a few years ago when, wasn't it? Did Toronto have, like, that great Game 6, but Boston came back and won in Game 7? I don't remember how that went. I remember that, though, that series in general. Pittsburgh winning 3-0. Yeah. My friend invited me to the Caps game on Saturday, but I have a wedding to go to. And I'll be like a few blocks from Verizon Center, but Game 4 is in Columbus anyway, so it doesn't even... Wait, what? Oh, no, for Game 5, sorry. It's Game 4's tomorrow night. Eagles shit on Maple Leafs. Now we're just mixing up sports and countries. I'd be curious to see if anything's flying around up there, but I don't want to frickin' unnecessarily kill myself. I'm not suicidal. But it is also a big ocean, unless they're tracking me specifically. Because sometimes the AI will just track you but never drop on you. It's kind of weird like that. Hey, you know what? I feel like poking the bear. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a save before poking the air bear. The air bear? Alright, let's
All ahead 1/3. Helm aye.
Make my depth 071 feet. Dive aye.
I don't know why they set PD to 071. You gotta go shallower to get any radio or ESM. So I don't know why they're doing that. I think they're trying to make it so like you don't automatically just sit up there, because the way the mass detection works in RA is you just have to be shallower than a certain depth, and you're automatically available for mass detection beside whether or not you have a mast raised. They eat so many cheesesteaks are great. Freaking love cheesesteaks. I had one for dinner tonight. From Charlie's Steaks, no relation. He spells Charlie weird, but they make good cheesesteaks. This is like the first time I've come shallower than like 500 feet in a while. Always trying to avoid those frickin' pesky ass planes and their magnetic anomaly detection stuff. Hello, Abrams 120. Yes. Sierra Bear. Care Bear. Oh, I see. Okay, I got you there. TU-95 is a Care Bear. Alrighty, we need to go to like 6'2" feet to get any kind of ESM or radio.
Make my depth
I guess I don't care about radio.
062 feet. Dive aye.
Cheesesteaks will generally tend to stop the shitting. That is true. That is true. If you want to stop the pooping, eat more cheese. Okay. Masts and antennas.
Raise the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
I thought I saw it ascending out of the back of the sub for a second. I was like, what the heck is going on? Alrighty, let's see if anyone's out here. This is, of course, presuming that they're transmitting any kind of electromagnetic radiation. Doesn't seem like it. And that's pretty good above the surface. Oh my god. Okay, let's get the heck out of here.
Lower the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye. Secure ventilating.
Make my depth
Secure ventilating.
662 feet. Dive aye.
No, I'm not going to bother trying to charge air. I don't want to stay up here for too long. This is sketchy stuff. Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy.
All ahead 2/3. Helm aye.
Don't think you can physically eat enough cheese.
All ahead standard. All ahead standard. Helm aye. All ahead full. Helm aye. All ahead flank. Helm aye.
Very good. "18 minutes. I'll be there in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Be able to creep around in OPAREA 2 for a little bit here. Which part of Wisconsin are you from? If you don't mind me asking. Don't feel obligated to answer. It's not like I'm from Wisconsin. I don't even know why I'm asking. That was a very interesting looking little summer performance there, because came out of speed and then we had like nice clear water down there and then came to the surface and got that crap. More clear water than noise. South Central. South Central Wisconsin. The mean cheese of Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, Gouda's delicious. Half a wheel. All right, let's start
All
slowing
ahead
down a little
full.
bit.
Hell my.
Don't want to poke the bear too much here. A snowman. Yeah, you guys been getting a bunch of snow. Screw that, dude. It's freaking spring. Shit sucks. There's a little panel there. There's little panels back here. Alrighty.
All ahead full.
Oh, no,
Hell
not that
my.
one.
All
Standard.
ahead standard. Hell
Did I
my.
click full one more time for good measure? No, I just clicked it twice. Good. Good. Alright, let's start the action.
All ahead 2/3. Hell my. Stream the starboard towed array. Hell my.
Third winter. Goodness gracious. Hang on. Here, go away. I'll be right back. Oh yeah. In those winter places you got like a bunch of construction after each winter, huh? After all the plowing, all the devastation. What are we doing? Are we still streaming this?
Stream the starboard towed array. Hell my.
Oh my god, you solved the Rubik's. Dude, I just got here, man. I just got here. Chill. Solved your Rubik's Cube. Let me open this window. It's getting a little warm in here. But now we got the fun begins. We gotta find ourselves a new contact. I should probably go shallow. Let's get above this layer.
Make my depth 5, 4,
Winter and
2
broken
feet. Dive I.
Yeah, we don't. Oh, the Toad history. Yeah, so we haven't had it out too much. So you still see that's still the Kev right there. Yeah, we don't get too much snow here. Not enough to have a bunch of road construction after each winter, anyway. Okay, now the fun begins. We gotta find ourselves a new contact again. And we're just headed straight for the center of the circle. Excuse me. Head straight in and work our way out. Oh, tar snakes. I was like, what the heck is a tar snake? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, right now it's kind of just very much eh. We had like 2 days of 80 degrees last week. But it was like 32 degrees out this morning. Nor'easters, squalls, blizzards, flurries, secondsies. Don't think he knows about all those, Pippin. What is your guys' opinion on the Lord of the Rings? Because I know some people who think like, yeah, they know they're like well-made movies, but they think they're kind of just nothing special. I mean, I love them. Maybe that's because I saw them as a kid first and kind of got that nostalgia thing going. But I think they're great. Just some great fantasy, solid fantasy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never really been to the South too much during straight summer. I'm sure it's got to be crazy. I mean, I know what humidity can be like here in DC. It gets pretty humid here. Gets pretty humid here in summer. Pretty gross. I might be wrapping this up here. I'm a little more tired than I thought. I guess I could auto crew it up and chill. Oh, so you like the uncut? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the uncut. Actually, I think I have seen some of the uncut, but I wasn't liking it, so then I went back to watching the cuts or the theatrical releases. Because I do like the theatrical cut. I've read the books, and the books are fine, but I like the movies better. Oh my god. Chris just went there. Oh boy. Don't try this at home, kids. 4 times acceleration and just panning across the narrowband like a madman. I'm a highly trained whatever you want to call me. Raw sewage. That sounds like New York City. The place always smells like piss in summer. At least like way downtown. Oh, the Hobbit movies suck. It's just an issue of like, it's like a base issue of tone. Like The Hobbit's like a kid's book, and Lord of the Rings is like, no, this is actually like what Middle Earth is like. The Hobbit did not lend itself to be in the same style as Lord of the Rings. Apparently, there's I found on the internet some like fans have done cuts of the Hobbit movies. They cut them to like make them pretty much just like what was in the book parts. I still have yet to see the third Hobbit movie. I mean, I guess I will at some point. The second one was kind of hot garbage, with freaking Legolas flying around and he has like a different eye color all of a sudden, which I didn't understand and which threw me off for the longest time. It was just distracting. But I do want to see the third movie just so I have like the frame of reference, and then I want to see this fan cut where it's more like just the books. But yeah, I just don't think The Hobbit. I think just trying to do it from the get go was obviously more of a money grab thing, because the tonally like The Hobbit's completely different than Lord of the Rings. It's like Bilbo's like fanciful version of what happened or whatever. It should have been one movie. The Hobbit's really not that long of a book. Should have just been one movie, but nope, can't do that. Gotta do 3. Some executives like, the Lord of the Rings movies were 3. Why can't you make The Hobbit 3? That's what people want these days, huh? They want the trilogy, right? That's supposed to be me holding a cigar. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, I'm still going 4 times speed, but not paying attention to my freaking sonar. Let's actually save it again. The reached 5 has no meaning at this point. I messed up when I made reached 2 because it doesn't make any sense anymore. Op area 2 reached. The quest for more money. Hey, make another trilogy about them Lord of the Rings movies. We'll make a killing. Spaceballs 2. Keep firing, assholes. Keep filming, assholes. There you go.
Come right to course 003. Helmi. Steady on course
Pretty clear out here.
003.
Pretty clear. You know what movies I'm not waiting for? Matrix 2 and 3. Oh, wait, they already happened. Oh, no. I don't know where that came from. I just really do not like Matrix 2 and 3 that much. I mean, I guess they're fine, but they're like, they were not necessary at all. The Wachowskis had one smart idea. You just can't recreate the magic of the Matrix. It's like the whole half the thrill of that movie is freaking the reveal. It's a big op area and it's quiet. It's a little quiet in here, Jenny. How big is this? 20 miles? 20 miles in radius? So we're talking like, 650 square miles. Pretty big area. Pretty big. I hate when you come off the side here. You can't, then you have to like re-click in here to bring it back. But it's pretty clear out here. What? Wait, what? Hang on. Am I going crazy again? In that last stream when I like gasped and thought I saw something, I went back and watched it. I did not see anything. I literally had like momentary dementia. I guess not dementia. I hallucinated. I was like, oh my god, I want to see something. But nope, nothing was there. That would be the worst mission. If they're like, hey, look, there's an enemy in this op area, and then you search the whole thing and you never find anything because there's nothing there, that would suck. That would suck. Because, like, how can you be sure you didn't find anyone and that you're not just, like, over here, and then he's like, you guys are just, like, chasing each other in a circle? Like, ugh. That would be terrible. My hands still smell like cheesesteaks. My girlfriend just got back, as you saw. She comes home with more cake. Well, she made cake, brought it to work to try and pan it off on her co-workers, but they didn't have too much, so more cake to eat. It's a very good cake, but it's very rich. It's very heavy. Stealth cruisers? Oh, I gotcha. Well, there's stealth in terms of radar, and there's also stealth audio. I guess stealth would imply, like, actively... I guess stealth isn't as controversial or, like, weird as, like, as radar, though. Like, making something to avoid radio waves is a lot more different in principle than sound waves, I guess. Too early for all that yawning? Dude, these cats, I love them. But they keep waking me up like a half hour before my frickin' alarm's supposed to go off. It's fucking taking its toll. Oh my god, excuse me. Dropped an F-bomb, but it's true. Keep waking me up half hour early. Sitting out with oars rowing the boat like Waterworld.
Come left to course 293.
You know what I found out? The little girl from Waterworld is also like the young woman from Napoleon Dynamite. When I heard that, I was like, but it makes so much sense. They're both weird. Uh-oh, I'm out of water. Even though I'm surrounded by it, or at least I'm simulating myself surrounded by water. When did I come out of warp 4? Get me back in that crap. Oh, that's me. I was like, nope, just me again. It doesn't help that this is like the worst color
Steady
contrast
on
going
course
on right here.
293.
What is this background color? Can someone tell me? Because this is like orange, isn't it? What is this background color? Because like I can tell it's a color and I can recognize the color when I see it, but I don't know what color this is. Like I would guess brown or green or something. I don't know, dude. Just indescript blah. Your LCS hate. Yeah, the development of any weapon systems is kind of weird when you're not in a wartime footing. It's always a balance between, like, what do we actually need and, like, once the war starts, it'll be fine. We'll just get it going again then. But they're getting new stuff, so we gotta get new stuff. I don't know. Okay, so you guys are having as much difficulty figuring out what color this is as I am. Oh god, I'm still time lapsing. Oh my god, I'm losing all track of space and time. I should probably just turn on that auto cruise sonar before I get myself killed, huh? I don't know. Oh, it's deep. It's deep here. It's deep. Deepy deep. What's this layer doing? Okay, still good. Not a convergence zone type. Just a surface duct. I'm surprised it's not a convergence zone type. Is there an automatic abort threshold once I reach a certain number of yawns per minute? Yeah, the background. The background color. This random whatever you want to call it. It's like the same color as the Akula sonar screen. No, it's fine. No big deal. Scusi. Scusi. There you go. I have Italian in my heritage, but that doesn't mean I speak a lick of it besides what I learned from Inglorious Bastards. I love with the Toad. You can just search 180 degrees with the mirror contact. That's all I need to look over. It's 180 degrees. I wish I could get an output that looks like the sonobuoys, where like a little dot just shows up eventually. That would be nice. Instead of having to make me look for these frickin' lines. Akula is red. This is this is like the presidential green. Father of pearl. Isn't it supposed to be mother of pearl? What is that? Is that like what do you make a brooch out of? I don't know. I don't know things. Mother of pearls, that's like a type of something. It should be black. Should be black and green. Black and green is the winning combo always and forever. Why am I searching this? This is not what you search. You search this. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's a race to the finish. That was like the quickest, most unintentional right click, left click I've ever done in my life. I was like, bah, bah. What turns the center start to wash out? I want to say the TB29, which is the starboard, starts washing out around 14 or 15, and then the TB16 starts washing around 18, something like that. TB29 might even start washing out around 13. It's not black because of burn-in. Some boats, they model it as black. My gosh. We are working our way in. If we had convergence zones, though, my first CZ would be all the way the hell out of here. 30, 60, 90. See, sometimes I'll do that. I'll come over too far and lose my thing, and then think I'm actually scanning the bearings, and I'm not. That can suck. Oh, let me go ahead and call it here. Probably not going to find anything in the next 5 minutes besides a place to sleep. The sphere lot on the Seawolf, at least the sphere. I still got great acuity at 12 knots here. No loss, or 10 knots. I got no loss in acuity at all here. Unlike the Akula 1, the Toad starts washing out at 7 knots. It's freaking ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop here. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time. Have a good one. As always, good hunting.